What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking to you about what makes your account powerful and how to grow your account's impact and power on the field. So, what defines a powerful account? A powerful account is defined by the impact your account alone can have on an outcome of a KVK or fight. This could be a bullfight, individual fight, no matter what you're in, how much your account can impact the outcome of that. So I'll explain first some common misconceptions about where to invest your time to become more powerful, especially at the start of the game, as where you invest at the start is crucial to where your account will be in Season of Conquest. So what you do at the start will affect you all the way to the late game. So the main misconception at the start is power is everything for an account, and if I don't have power, I won't stand a chance in KVK or fighting or anything. So that is true in some aspects, but not true in all. Yes, power gives you troops, tech, but troops and tech aren't everything if your march can't win a fight or survive long enough to give you a better trade on the field in a bullfight. I will explain a little bit later on what is important in terms of power and what you should focus on, but do not get driven up on I'm really far behind, I should be about 70 mil power or 90 mil power. Please, troops and T5 and things like that, they are for the whales in KVK 1. They are not for the average spenders, the free-to-plays, things like that. Your focus should be on things I will explain later in the video. Another misconception is obviously I just talked about T5 troops. T5 troops in KVK 1 are not your most important aspect. Most people are hell-bent on getting T5 at the start when they're not. They shouldn't be. T5 is not the make or break for your account. The make or break of your account is in your investments at the start of the game. And T5 shouldn't be one of them. Unless you are a crazy whale and can sustain them for a long period of time. Yes, T5 are great, but they cost loads to heal. They cost resources, like way more resources than you're used to. Yes, you might trade incredible, but if you can only fight a couple times in a bullfight every couple hours because you run out of resources, there is no point to having them because you won't enjoy the game. So that is why I say stick to T4 in KVK 1 unless you are a whale. T4 will help you. You can probably focus on getting maybe T5 in KVK 2 or KVK 3, but not KVK 1 unless you are a crazy whale. So now I'm going to talk to you about what is actually going to make your account powerful. First off, the main driver is obviously your marches in KVK 1. So your marches are, if I pull out of the city, so your marches are these. So these are Season of Conquest marches, but obviously your marches are the most important part. And obviously what makes up the marches is the commanders. I'd advise you to check out my KVK 1 commander guide to see what the best commanders are to invest into to create those strong marches to get the best outcomes in the fighting. I will have a link in the end screen to see that video. The next most important part of your march is your equipment. This is your march's backbone for being powerful. If you're free to play, say for instance, and have good equipment and low power, you focus more on equipment and your marches, you could beat a whale with 200 plus million power but terrible equipment, or you know, mediocre equipment, the free-to-play will beat them all the time, most of the time anyway, because troop power does not equal strength on the field. It just means you have more power to lose. That's why I said earlier, power doesn't equal strength. So I'll show you really quickly what the best marches are, as the best equipment is. So please make these equipments. If you're going to make legendaries, I'll tell you really quickly what the best legendaries are. Legendaries are more important to make the right ones of, because you only get 50% back of the materials you use on them. So please make sure you make the right ones at the start. It is most important. So this is the set for. So you're mainly going to make the Dragon Breath set. If you make the full Dragon Breath set for archers, it's probably your best bet. You can make a mixed set like me, but it's entirely up to you which way you want to do it. There's multiple different archer sets that you do. You can do Dragon Breath set mixed with leadership, legs and arms, or Dragon Breath set mixed with leadership, legs and boots. So there's three different ways. Basically, you can do full Dragon Breath set, or two other ways I just showed you. But these are this is like end game kind of gear and equipment. So I wouldn't expect you to have all of this in KVK1, but these are the things you should be making if you're getting the legendary equipment and making the legendary equipment, so you don't make mistakes and have to suffer the consequences of having to, you know, lose 50% of your materials when you make a legendary, dismantle a legendary.
Might maketh righteous.
The next one is cavalry. So cavalry, the best set is the Hellish Wasteland set. You can make the arms if you want, but I use the Navarre's Control. This gives you more health. But Hellish Wasteland set with the Ash of the Dawn legs, it's a really good set. That's for calves. And then with infantry, there is two different sets you can make. This set with the Eternal Empire 2 sets for the head and the weapon. So this is the set you can make with Shio's Return and what's the other one? Sacred Grips, because you get more blueprints for these two. Easier. Or you can go for what I've got on my Liu Che, which is 4-piece Eternal Empire, Eternal Cloak in legs, and Hope Cloak in chest. These two you should always make, but the 4 other pieces is up to you which set you want to make between those two. So Empire, I think, is probably the better bet for KVK1, so I'd say that will probably be your best bet, because it gives you more march speed, which is more important in KVK1. So now I'm going to be talking to you about power and what you should focus on in terms of power. Obviously, I said earlier in the video, power isn't everything, but it is important in some areas and some aspects, but not in all. The main driver for power and increasing your account's strength is your City Hall level. So increasing your City Hall level increases your troop dispatch queue to 5 and increases your troop capacity. This is the main driver for your marches. So your marches, the rundown for this video basically is your marches are your strength. Your marches are what your account is able to do, your power, your impact on the entire KVK. Like, it helps you win battles with the extra march capacity. You will beat someone with less, obviously, troop capacity if you have more troops in your marches. Another important driver, obviously, is tech. So tech is literally probably the most important part of power and what gives your account strength. It increases your effectiveness of your marches, your buildings, and how long you can last in a fight, your marches strength. So if I go into tech really quick, I'll show you what where you should probably be around in KVK 1 if you can get there. I would say you want to be at least at T4. If you can get some more stats than these lot, go, by all means go for it and get medical corps. But T4 and a bit after that, and have all of this maxed is good, like really good. You should have that in KVK 1. If you can, like to the best of your ability, you should be able to. Gives you the best stuff, basically. It gives you good strength in your marches. Economic tech. Obviously, I would focus on engineering, mathematics. They increase your research speed, and engineering. Before you do anything, you should get here. Before you do any military tech, anything like that, you should be going to here. It just basically, tech is the main driver. Your city hall level is something extra, but tech helps you get everything that you need for your marches, your strength in your account, everything. I would not focus T5. Obviously, as I explained earlier in the video, T5 is not a make or break for your account in KVK 1, even KVK 2. Please do not focus them and say, oh, I need them, otherwise I'll lose. You won't. You'll beat someone with T5 if your march is stronger and you focused on more things. Like that. You'll get a better trade. You may have a lot more troop losses because it's T4, but you will trade positive in terms of KP. So that is what you may think will make your account powerful in Rise of the Kingdoms. This is what it actually does. I hope you liked the video and found it informative. If you did, please give it a like. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. I could have